Ayn Rand is the author of Atlas Shrugged, the ultimate mystery story. Not about the murder of a man's body, to quote from the book's cover, but about the murder and rebirth of man's spirit. She is also the author of The Fountainhead, We the Living, The Virtue of Selfishness, The Romantic Manifesto, and much, much more. Like her hero Howard Roark in The Fountainhead, Ayn Rand is an architect, but she an architect of ideas, structuring her own unique and complete philosophy, Objetivism, a philosophy which has influenced millions of people around the world. Ms. Rand, I welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Rand, I mentioned in the introduction that you built a total philosophy, and I use those words intentionally because many, perhaps most people, often think of philosophy as affecting only a portion of life, perhaps politics or economics or morality. But your philosophy ties together all of these areas as well as all other areas of human conduct. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Because some of my listeners may not be as familiar with Objectivism as I am, and without asking you to summarize your entire philosophy, could you speak a bit about the principles that are at the core of Objectivism, the principles that tie together all of human life?
I shall try, but it is obviously very difficult because if it could be presented briefer, I should have presented it briefly. But I've written millions of words, and even at that, one cannot say I've finished completely. So that philosophy, since it underlies everything else in life, covers everything, and cannot be presented too briefly. I can only give you the essentials and hope that you can understand what they mean if you're interested in philosophy.
Yeah.
Philosophy has 5 branches. The basic one is metaphysics, and closely associated with it is epistemology. In fact, the two cannot be separated. In metaphysics, my philosophy, Objectivism, holds that there is only one reality, not 2, nor 4, nor 10, but we perceive by means of our senses. That the things we see are real, they do exist, and our purpose as conscious beings has to be, first of all, to gain knowledge of that reality and to learn to understand it. This is the province of the second department of philosophy, which is epistemology, the science, the theory of knowledge. Epistemology tells us what we know, how we know it, and what we may regard as knowledge. Objectivism holds that man's only means of knowledge is his mind. Reason is man's only faculty for gaining knowledge of reality and for guiding his actions and making his choices. By reason, I mean the faculty which identifies and integrates the material provided by man's senses. The next branch of philosophy is ethics, or morality. It tells men how to make the basic choices on which the conduct of his life depends. Politics is the study of man's relationship with other men, and it has to be, and always has been, based on the kind of morality that a given philosophy upholds. There are certainly very wrong moralities, very evil ones, at the basis of most political systems, but nevertheless some of judgment, some kind of theory of right and wrong underlies every kind of political system on earth. And the fifth branch is, of course, aesthetic, which is the part of philosophy that deals with art. Now there's your skeleton. Let's quickly fill it up.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you this. Is it true that if a person holds a certain metaphysics, a certain view of life, he is likely to develop a certain ethics?
Oh, yes, certainly.
If, for example, hypothetically, a person held the view, and I'm not sure if this is metaphysics or epistemology, they're so close as you said, but that life is unknowable, mysterious and unknowable, What morality would he likely develop?
Most likely the one that's prevalent today, which is altruism. He will desperately need someone to guide him. If he believes that life is unknowable, by that mere belief he confesses that he has not done many attempts to learn anything about life, because life certainly is not unknowable. But if he's given up the job that way, he won't be able to survive unless somebody sacrifices for him and guides him. He could not stand on his own. Independence would be the kind of virtue that he could not possibly practice. And therefore he would, by logical progression, lead to the culture of today.
Into altruism. And what politics would he likely go for?
Collectivism. Politics where the tribe or the herd, the society, other men, or a dictator actually, would take care of him. And he will get the kind of care he deserves. He would not need these problems very long.
Can I extend it one step further and ask you what his aesthetic preferences would be?
His aesthetic preferences? I don't know, but probably the kind of junk that's sold today. Shapeless, allegedly emotional, no plot, no structure as far as the novels are concerned, no subject matter, nothing intelligible as far as painting is concerned. That is what would appeal to him, because he does not want to exercise his faculty of reason. He does not want to think.